This evening I'm outside harvesting the very last of my tulips. This is the last patch to bloom. It's been almost 3 weeks of gorgeous, gorgeous flowers that started right after a full week of wind and rain, and then I got the flu. But luckily, it was cold and wet while I was sick, and the weather started to improve right when I started to feel better. So what you're about to see is the very first day I was able to function outside doing the very first harvest and bouquet making for the week 1 of my subscription customers. So although I was still pretty tired out from having been sick, I did manage to film the whole thing, with the only correction being the first white double tulip I harvested that I thought was Mount Tacoma. This is actually Mount Tacoma. The ones in the video were actually Exotic Emperor, and they do look very similar. So please excuse my misnaming that one tulip, and I hope you enjoy the video. Good morning, welcome back to the garden. You're joining me after our big rainstorm, and not only was it quite a bit of rain, more than we were expecting, but we also had really intense wind. Luckily though, nothing seems to have been damaged. There's no branches down or anything. So it's still really cold today. I think it's about the same as it was yesterday. So we're gonna try to do this harvesting really quickly so that we can go inside and make some bouquets. These are my first ones to bloom this year. And I did not expect that my first tulips to bloom would be a double. This is Mount Tacoma. They don't look like much yet, but they open up much bigger and a little bit lighter too. They're a nice creamy white color. Now some of these are popping off the bulb and some of them are coming out bulbs and all. And it's not a problem because these are going out tomorrow. So they don't really have to be placed into storage. I suspect now that the ground is wet, a lot more of these are going to come out with the bulbs on, but that's okay. Looking at these now, I could probably pull almost all of them, but it's going to be cold for another couple of days, which means they're going to hold right here more than I'll be able to hold them indoors. 5, 6, 7, 10. I'm going to try to do these in bunches of 10 to make it easier to keep track. I think a lot of these pink ones, oh, and these yellow ones are ready too. I'm going to try to get about 30 more, and it is really cold and I think it's starting to sprinkle. To me, this does not look ready to harvest, but I pulled some of these over the weekend before I got the flu, and they are just starting to open now. And they colored up beautifully. They're looking really nice. I have just one single stem. Let's see if we can get 10 of these today. 8. All right, there we go. These are shorter, but the bottoms of these just won't get trimmed very much. As excited as I am to be harvesting tulips, I'm just as excited to clear these beds so that I can plant out more stuff, if we're being completely honest. There we go. Now ideally we would get some daffodils too, and I do think that I have some that are ready to harvest. I put 3 daffodils in each of my subscriber bouquets on Monday, so I would like to do the same, which means I need 18 of them. I don't know which ones these are, but they are, oh, look at the stem length on that. But they are, some of them are at the right stage, so let's grab some of these. These little ones are great because they almost act like filler. 6, lovely. That means I need 12 big ones and I have 2. Now I'm only putting daffodils in my subscriber bouquets because I send them regular emails and they've already been told not to trim their daffodil stems. Daffodils have a sap. You can see they're dripping. It's not just water, it's a little bit sticky. Daffodils have a sap that can cause other flowers to fade in the vase sooner. Some people find they get irritation from daffodil sap. I don't, which is why I took my gloves off. So they got very muddy from pulling tulips. So my hands are freezing, but I'm gonna deal. These are Acropolis. These are the wholesale ones that I got. I have not seen these open yet. I see a couple of goosenecks, but they don't show a lot of color yet. Aha, these ones will do, and these ones, lovely. These, I don't know what they are. I'll have to look that up. There we go, that'll do. Daffodils are going into the shorter bucket. All right, my hands are officially freezing, but there is one thing that I would really love to do before we go inside. I have been waiting 6 months for this shot. Oh wait, I forgot the pink ones. Let's see, can we do it? These are so muddy on the bottom. And the yellow. There we go. Okay, that's it. My fingers are numb. Tulips do tend to lengthen after you cut them. Now I have 40 of these Mount Tacomas, so let's see if I can get the pink and the yellow ones into the same bucket. I'm gonna have to clean and refresh the water in these anyway, since the stems are muddy on the bottom. Oh no! Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna put my gloves back on because there's one thing I forgot. There's actually two things we forgot because I was not able to check on the greenhouse yesterday. Hopefully nothing suffered too much with one day of neglect. Everything's looking good. And I'm checking daily for flower buds from these ranunculus. Nothing yet. Oh, there's one, look. There's another one. Now, these were the ranunculus that I did not plant last year. They went 1.5 years. Oh, I'm seeing a whole bunch. So I don't know what kind of quality we're going to get off of these flowers. I'm just happy that they survived. They're just teeny tiny little things. So we'll be checking on these daily and see what they look like when they actually open. The stalk is looking pretty good too. The last thing I need to do is go get some dogwood from the other side of the yard. We always hear the coolest birds back here. Rats, I lost count. 18. Most of these are around 18 inches, and I think that is going to be just right. So we have our 18 dogwood twigs. I'm going to put these in water, and then we'll get those tulips cleaned up and make some bouquets. We are back, and it is much later. So I've just cleaned all of these, and I stripped the lower leaves and I cleaned up the mud off of the tulips. The daffodils are great because they need zero cleaning. I just got this in the mail a few days ago, not in time for my Monday bouquets, but in time for these. This is a stamp so that I don't have to buy stickers to put on my bouquet wraps anymore. So that really was the first time I took it out of the box. It looks like you would put it down and push it. Ooh, yeah. Oh, oh, it spins. Cool. Check that out. Nice. So it's a self-inking stamp, so that makes sense. And I think it said you could use it 500 times. Oh, nice. Check that out. So I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to just do one as a test. I'm going to put it on the inside of my bouquet wraps. So I'm going to do this. That looks so good. I have enough of these this year that I can do sort of a recipe. These are the Mount Tacoma double tulips. It's just gorgeous. I also have one of these pink tulips. So here's the difference. This is what it looks like when I would normally harvest it, and this is what it'll look like a couple of days later. 2 of these pink ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do 6 of these Mount Tacoma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 tulips, 3 daffodils, and a little filler. Actually, I'm going to change my mind and do 10 tulips. I can pull a couple more in the morning. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. There. So the lowest, that's pretty good. Even the yellow one, which is shorter than the rest, the lowest, that's right there. I just remembered I forgot my clippers. And a bucket. And I do have 2 clean buckets on the floor. Fresh new buckets with clean water to put these in. That dogwood on the bottom. So there's 6 Mount Tacomas, 3 big pink ones, and a yellow, and I need some daffodils. So what did we have? We had a big one, 2, and this one's open. I'm going to stick this open one in here too. There we go. There's 2. It is 9:48 p.m. Laying these down on the table is so much easier, I have to say. There we go. 6. The lovely little yellow one. And put my daffodil stems about an inch higher. You really need the tulip foliage to help fill out your bouquet early in the season, but it's a pain in the butt to work with. Pain in the butt. There we go. And into the bucket with the others. So I just got those 4 done, and I thought I would run and grab. These are just some random vases that I tossed some extras in. This is one of those pink tulips. Did I use them all? I did. So for comparison, this is how we harvested it. This one's a little bit further, and this is what it looks like 3 days later. Not even fully blown open yet. I would like to think we could get another week out of this. So here is the Mount Tacoma compared to when we harvest it. So there's about a 4-day difference between when you harvest it and when you're enjoying it in your home. And here are a whole bunch of double daffodils that I picked right after I filmed the garden tour. This one is my favorite. I'm blanking on this variety right now, but I am loving the color on this one. The replete seems to have faded. These ones, the white lion looks really good. This one is La Torche, is looking really good. I think this is day 6, so they've had a really good vase life for daffodils. So I have 6 subscriber bouquets to make, and I would like to get 5 or 6 small bouquets for the market to sell, because they're going to get a bit of a commission off of that, which makes it worth her time to actually hand out my subscription bouquets for me. Did I remember my stapler? I didn't. All right, so I have my wrap, and I put my stamp up here. I'm thinking maybe it needed to go a little higher, but let's see how that works. And the paper is up far enough that I don't have to worry about it getting wet when I put them in the buckets. You can see it in there, but I'm going to move it higher for sure on the next one. All right, so I'm going to wrap these last 2 and then get cleaned up. I'll go out in the morning and get what I need to make the rest of these, and then I'll take you along with me for my 10 a.m. delivery. It is 8 a.m. and it is +4. So this is my harvesting attire for this morning. Not bad for 12 minutes work. I have around 45 tulips plus some of those short little yellow ones which I may or may not use, and a handful of daffodils. There they are, ready to go. We really do need to go because we're a little bit late. She opens at 10 and it's 10:04. But it's a 4-minute drive, so that's not too bad. So that's it. Week 1 is done. I made a total of 9 $20 bouquets and 6 $12 bouquets, and had a handful of blooms left over for my coffee table. So to me, that is a win, and having a local shop available for my subscription pickups is amazing. I had 3 members choose to pick up at my house on Monday, and the remaining 6 today went out to that local shop. So the $12 bouquets that she is selling, she is keeping a portion of that, of course, but I don't have to be there. I don't have to stand there all day like I would at the farmer's market, although I am doing the market this year, but still, you know, you have to pay a table fee for the market and stand there all day and, you know, do the work and do the selling. So to have someone else do that part for you is just fantastic. All I had to do is drop them off and hope that they sell. So that's all for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.